Coming up today on TechLink Daily, the FCC is still battling it out against the ISPs, a new Gmail is in the works, and cryptocurrency has been hacked. All of those stories and more coming up right now. Hey guys, welcome to TechLink Daily. This is, I guess, season 2 of our wonderful show. You don't know how it works, it's very simple and straightforward. Every day I will pick about 5 or 6 news stories to talk about in depth, give a little bit of my opinion, and give you guys a chance to respond. I will also have maybe a gadget or two to show off, and it will round off with the question of the day. And you guys can, of course, comment along with any of the stories and our question of the day as well. That is how this works, and I hope that you guys will enjoy our little endeavor for another season of this wonderful show. So without further ado, let's head off into our first tech news story. Our first tech news story is from the Boy Genius report, which reads, the FCC is pretending to back down from its controversial net neutrality plan. Basically, if you haven't been following the news, because this has been an ongoing story, the FCC is trying to classify ISPs as utilities. This would be a huge benefit for consumers, meaning that ISPs will have more regulations and will in turn, what we hope, will create a better internet for all. Unfortunately, ISPs don't see it this way. They see it as something of a challenge to them, and they don't like it because it's going to cause them to actually give us good internet. I know, crazy, right? Well, their lobbyists have been doing their job correctly, and it's been a back and forth battle with net neutrality. The bottom line here is that you want to be for net neutrality. It allows us to get better internet speeds and not allow ISPs to artificially limit our speeds just because they can and they want to charge us more money. It has been a back and forth battle because the FCC chairman was, in a former life, a lobbyist for ISPs. So he has somewhat of a bias there. This is going to be an ongoing story, and I'm sure we're going to report about it all along this summer. In something related to this FCC battle, we also have a different battle going on, also involving ISPs, and that is the big merger between Comcast and Time Warner Cable. Those are the top 2 internet service providers in the US, and if they were to merge, they would gain so much market power it wouldn't be any fun, and it'd be basically a monopoly, and people have been fighting this every step of the way. Today in court they said something interesting to try to defend this position. They said, I would also like to note that mobile wireless is rapidly becoming a viable alternative to cable broadband, given the ever-increasing capabilities of LTE, as well as continued advances in compression technology. This is what one of them has said about this. But a congressman had returned with this. To call wireless broadband a current competitor to cable broadband is a bit of an insult to the average consumer's intelligence. And that is frankly very, very correct. Calling internet service providers and wireless service providers the same, well, that's totally different levels. Like right here, I've got an iPhone with Verizon Wireless. They limit me to 2 gigs of data per month. And no matter how much I use, no matter how fast the speed is, after I pass that 2 gigabytes, they're gonna start charging me a bucket load of money. They are basically just guzzling up money from people who go over their plans. And to put them in competition with each other, well, that's just not right. Internet service providers and phone companies, totally different things. Their internet have been done for totally different things. I use most of my internet on the computer, not on my phone, because I have such a limited range there, and LTE isn't at the capacity yet to cover almost all of America. They have a general coverage, but in those places that they claim to have coverage, it's very spotty and doesn't have very fast speeds. I know where I live right now, it's kind of rural, but I get so slow speeds that doesn't even compare to the internet that I have right now. So it's a very big insult to people. Whew, now that we're done talking about internet service providers, let's go over something that might be cool or might not be cool depending on who you are. If you're a Gmail user, big changes might be coming in the future. We all know Google, they love to make big changes. We got our first big change experience today, looking at some new screenshots of the new Gmail. It has a very linear format to it. The sidebar is completely replaced by just a couple of buttons. The design looks very interesting. If someone is a power user who uses email a lot on a daily basis, I don't think that this would be a good alternative for them. This new design looks more like it'd be able for the people who maybe get a couple emails per day and only work through a few of them and only are looking at those status updates that it may be pouring into their email accounts. Nothing if they were a power user. I know me, as a power user, this does not look like it would benefit me at all, and that is why I still use an external mail application. Cryptocurrency. The internet love it, the bank and lawmakers hate it, but it's something that is becoming even more popular. One of the most popular ones is something quite unique. It's called Dogecoin. Dogecoin, D-O-D-G-E-C-O-I-N. That's how you say it. Well, that has become one of the most popular ones over the past couple of months. They've helped funded the Jamaican bobsled team. They have put a car into NASCAR, and they've done other of charitable things. This coinage is a cryptocurrency. Something like Bitcoin allows you to anonymously share currency back and forth. It's quite interesting. Now, this article from the Cryptocurrency Times says the popular online wallet, Doge Vault, is offline. Large amount of Dogecoin appeared to have been stolen. And this brings up one of the biggest arguments in cryptocurrency. How safe is it? It seems lately that we've been having a lot of currency being taken from these cryptocurrencies. We've had recently a Bitcoin huge dilemma, and now we have this as well, with the whole website being taken offline and potentially thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars being taken, and we don't know where they are. It's quite interesting and brings up the age-old question, is it safe? And I'm not advocating that it is unsafe, because I think cryptocurrency is the way of the future. This currency is universal. It's not based on anything other than cryptography. It's not based on gold or any precious metals. It's based on, well, crypto. And I think it's very interesting. I think it's very safe, but I think that there are still some fail-safes that need to become in effect when it comes to storing your cryptocurrency. That is one of the biggest things that people have been worried about for the age-old time that cryptocurrency has been around. On how do we keep it safe? Because we don't have banks, because it's basically an online person who is protecting it all, there needs to be, in my opinion, some sort of governing factor that allows it to be safe without having to be like big government or big banks. And that is kind of a, well, conundrum, because you can't have one without having the other. And it's quite interesting. We'll have to see where this goes, but I hope all the people who may have lost their coinage to get it back very, very soon. And that's all the news stories that I have today. In place of where I would usually have the hardware of the day, I didn't get anything in the mail today and I don't really have anything to show off, I have a very cool website that you may want to try out. I'm going to put an overlay over my face right now of what this website looks like. It's called tweetping.net, tweetping.net. It is the basically huge overview of what is happening on Twitter. It is showing tweets happening in real time. Now, this does hook into Twitter's API, but I don't think that it is Twitter's full, huge, blown API, because that costs a lot of money and it's just too much tweets to happen. So it's probably these smaller pipes, so it's probably only a fraction of what's happening on Twitter right now, but in real time, you can see tweets being put out and where they're coming from. This is a cool website just to sit there and look at all of this data flies by. If you're a huge data geek, this is going to be something that you're going to be so proud of to see, because it just looks so cool. So check it out, tweetping.net. Now, let's move on to our question of the day. This is a chance for you guys, the community, to tell me what you think about a question that I have for you today, and I may feature some responses in tomorrow's video. So here we go with our big question of the day, which is, should internet be classified as a utility? Like I talked about before, utility coverage would mean that it has more regulation. So, when I'm asking if the internet should be a utility, I'm asking, should it have more regulation? Or do you think deregulation does it better for internet service providers? Let me know in the comments down below. I really am looking forward to your responses because this is a huge subject that is happening right now that we all want to take a look at. But other than that, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe onto this video. Follow us on our social media profiles, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all under the username of LogicLounge. Without further ado, my name is Craig Miller, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.